The morning the tide carried her broken boat into his life, it felt like the ocean itself was testing the kind of man he had become after losing everything. Michael had learned the hard way that hope could sink as quickly as a vessel with a cracked hull, and as he stood on the weathered dock of a small coastal town in the United States, watching the fog peel away from the water, he had no idea that one quiet act of honesty would soon rewrite his entire future. His hands were already scarred from years of fixing what others abandoned, his heart still bruised from promises that never returned, and yet something about that damaged boat drifting toward his pier felt heavier than coincidence, as if fate had finally found him when he was too tired to look for it. Before the story unfolds any further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and quiet honesty that still matters in this world, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel so more stories like this can reach the hearts that need them most. Michael lived simply after life stripped him down to essentials, working alone as a boat repairman after a failed business partnership and a painful divorce had cost him his savings and his sense of direction. His days were filled with salt air, rusted engines, and silence, and his nights were spent wondering if integrity was still worth holding on to when it had never paid him back. When the boat finally docked, its paint chipped and engine flooded, he noticed the woman standing awkwardly nearby, dressed plainly, eyes tired but observant, introducing herself as Sarah without titles or hints of privilege. She explained that the boat had stalled miles out and barely survived the tow, and though Michael could see repairs would take weeks and cost more than most people would dare spend, he felt an old instinct rise in him, the need to help rather than calculate. He assessed the damage honestly, knowing he could easily exaggerate costs or replace parts that didn't need replacing, as many shops did to survive, yet something about Sarah's quiet gratitude disarmed him. He quoted only what was necessary, worked longer hours than he charged for, and refused shortcuts that would fail her later. As days passed, Michael labored under the sun and moon, hands deep in grease, body aching, while Sarah returned often, watching silently, sometimes bringing coffee, sometimes just standing there as if studying not the boat, but the man fixing it. Michael noticed her curiosity but never questioned it, assuming she was simply worried about her only means of escape, unaware that she was watching his integrity under pressure. What Michael did not know was that Sarah was one of the wealthiest women in the country, a self-made billionaire who had built a maritime logistics empire and recently grown disillusioned by greed disguised as professionalism. Burned by executives who smiled while stealing and partners who cut corners when no one was watching, she had begun testing honesty in the real world, not through audits or contracts, but through human moments where character revealed itself without reward. The broken boat was never about transportation, it was about truth. And Michael, unknowingly, was passing every test without even realizing there was one. As the repairs neared completion, Michael faced his greatest challenge when he discovered an internal component that could be replaced cheaply but would fail within months, or upgraded properly at his own expense if he charged her the original estimate. With rent overdue and creditors circling, the choice weighed heavily on him. That night, staring at the dark water, he chose the harder path, installing the better part without mentioning the extra cost, telling himself that doing the right thing was the only thing he still owned. When Sarah returned and the engine roared back to life smoother than expected, Michael felt relief mixed with quiet fear, unsure if his sacrifice would finally break him. The truth arrived not with fanfare but with gentle gravity, when Sarah returned one final time and revealed who she truly was, not as a test passed, but as a truth earned. Michael's world tilted as she explained why she had come, how she had been searching for someone who did the right thing when no one was watching, and how rare that had become in her world. She offered him not charity, but partnership, a chance to rebuild his business with fair funding, honest practices, and full independence, because she believed integrity deserved opportunity, not exploitation. Michael stood stunned, realizing that his quiet honesty had echoed farther than he ever imagined. Before the ending, please take a moment to comment below and share what honesty means to you, because your words might inspire someone who feels unseen to keep doing the right thing. Michael accepted not for wealth, but for redemption, and under Sarah's backing, his small repair shop grew into a respected operation that trained struggling workers, paid fair wages, and became known for trust in an industry long starved of it. He never changed his prices or his principles, and Sarah never interfered, watching proudly as her test transformed into a legacy of fairness. Years later, Michael would still walk the docks at dawn, hands weathered, heart steady, remembering the day a broken boat carried him back to himself. If this story touched your heart, reminded you that kindness still matters and honesty still finds its way home, please like, share, and subscribe, and let your engagement be a signal that stories like this deserve to be told, because sometimes the smallest choices shape the biggest miracles.